What is up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on the video today. So this is going to be the first video in my Subaru tuning series. The previous tuning video series was modifying my car from stage 0 to stage 4 and tuning it and doing virtual dyno and stuff like that. So if you want to see those videos, I'll link the playlist up here and you can go check out those videos. I didn't do too much detail on the actual tuning part of those stages and stuff because I had planned to do like a very detailed tuning video series. So all this tuning video stuff is going to be basically stage 4, but the methods are transferable no matter what stage you're doing. Like MAF scaling is the same for any stage, tuning boost is the same for any stage, just the numbers are different. But all those, you know, timing, boost, MAF scaling, fueling, all that stuff is the same no matter what stage you're tuning. So all this information is transferable no matter what stage your car is at. Like whereas with stage 1, you can't really do too much tuning because you're limited mechanically by the parts that are on your car. But with stage 4, you don't have those mechanical limitations, so it'll allow me to show you kind of the full range of what you can do with this open source tuning. So I'm gonna have, you know, videos broken up by topic coming out, but this is gonna be the first video. So what I'm gonna go over in this video is just basic stuff and like how to download the softwares because they're a little bit tricky, and like kind of what equipment you need. I'm going to show you how to download ECU Flash, Romraider, both the logger and the editor. And then I think I'll have a separate video for how to download SharpTune and MERP which is how I get the 2-step launch control and flat foot shifting features. That one is a real pain to install, so I think I'll make a separate video for that one. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing that you're gonna need for tuning Subarus is you're gonna need a way to interface to the car's ECU to your computer. So the best tool for that job is this, the Tactrix OpenPort 2.0, and this does just what I said. It interfaces the computer to your car's ECU. There might be other options out there, but this is kind of the one that everybody uses and it seems to be the most reliable. So this is the one you're looking for. I would recommend buying it from the Tactrix store. I think it's cheaper and you also don't have to worry about getting like a knockoff version of it. So at the time of making this video, it's $169. So you'll just need to buy this. If you have a 01 to 02 WRX, an 03 to 05 WRX, or a Mitsubishi, you need a reflash adapter. Now I'm not exactly sure how those work, but I'm pretty sure it's something you have to like plug in the test connectors to something in order for it to let you to reflash the car. But I think most Subarus you don't need to do that, so that seems to be only for those things. The other thing that you also will get from this website is the ECU Flash software. So if you come up here to downloads, you can click ECU Flash downloads, and there's Mac and then there's ECU Flash. The other software that we're going to be using, Romraider, it's only Windows and Linux. So I would recommend having a Windows computer to be doing this tuning stuff. I just don't think the stuff works on Mac that well. We're going to click here, download ECU Flash, and that's gonna send it to the downloads. And this software is pretty easy to download. So we'll go to downloads and we'll click on this, open it up, click yes, next, agree, next, install. Okay, so it's installing. Would you like to install this device software? Install, next, finish. Okay. That's an easy one to install. Okay, so I just installed the a shortcut onto my desktop, so now we can double click it here. We'll go full screen. Okay, so here's ECU Flash. I don't have any files on this computer to open, but we can try that later. Now, the next thing we need to download is Romraider. I just navigated to romraider.com over here. This is the home screen. So what we're gonna do to download Romraider is we're just gonna click right here, and it's gonna bring us to this, this page, and you'll click Windows or Linux download. Most of you are gonna use Windows. So we'll click Windows, and it'll download there. Now for Romraider, so we also need to download definition files. So if you read right here, you're required to download and install these definitions in order for Romraider to be completely functional. And then it gives you links to where you can download all the stuff and the definitions here. So we downloaded that. Now we're gonna go through and just download all these. So we're gonna start with the ECU definitions. So there's a bunch of reading you can do, but if you scroll down to the bottom here, you'll have your definitions. So I'm going to download the standard units. Okay, and then we'll go back, and then we're going to download the logger definitions. So this one, if you go to this page, the first tab, these are obsolete definitions, so you want to scroll past that one to the second post, and then scroll down to the bottom of the second post, and then these are the ones that you want to download. So we're going to install this first one here, Logger V370. We're going to download that, and then back, and then car definitions we're going to download here. Okay, so now we should have everything we need. Before you install Romraider, you need to have the proper version of Java downloaded. So if you have an old computer, you might not need to do this if it has a 32-bit Java installed already. But this is a newer computer running on Windows 11, and I don't even know what programs still run Java. I don't think my computer had it installed on there previously, so I'm just going to install the version that it needs. So when you open up Romraider, it tells you need to have Java Runtime Environment 1.6 installed. So I found this. I don't know how safe this FileHorse thing is. From what I've seen, it's safe. So I just downloaded it from here, and then that'll pop up. Let's see, downloads. So I downloaded it, and then you just open this up, click install, it installs it, and now we'll be able to open up Romraider. So now we can click Romraider. Click yes, and then it'll tell you all this stuff. Click next. I accept. Next. Location looks good. Okay. Next. Create shortcut on short menu. Create additional shortcut on desktop. Next. Okay, next. Done. Alright, now let's take a look. Romraider uninstaller. I don't think that's what we need. Hold on. Okay, so you get this message that says the ECU definitions are not configured. So we have these downloaded already. We just need to install them onto Romraider here. So I'm just gonna click no. Okay, so let's minimize this for a second. So I'm actually gonna, in Documents, I'm gonna make a new folder. New folder, Romraider. Files. Okay, we'll make a new folder. We'll go to downloads here, and I'm going to unzip these folders into that folder that I created. So extract all, browse, documents, Romraider files, select folder, extract. Okay, cool. Now do the same thing for this one. Extract all, browse, Documents, Romraider Files, select folder, extract. Cool. And then this guy we're just going to drag and drop. Okay, so now we have all of our files in one location, so that'll make it easy to get the files opened. So now let's go back to Romraider, and we're going to click Definitions here. I don't really need to make this full screen. Definitions, Definitions Manager, and then we're going to click Add, Romraider Files. Whoop, why is it doing this? Okay. So this is the ECU editor, so we need to do the ECU definitions. So I just clicked that and added it there. So now we're going to click Apply and Save. So now this should be, yep, that should work. So we're going to open Logger, launch Logger. Logger definitions is not configured. Go online to download. So if you haven't downloaded them yet, you can follow this, but we already downloaded them. Okay. Alright, so here's the logger. So we're going to go to Settings, Logger Definition Location, and same thing. So I'm going to click on Standard English, and these will be all of our files. And this is on my PC, so this isn't going to plug into the computer, but I'm just trying to show you the process of downloading this stuff. Okay, so now that we got the software installed, everything should be working now. So I'm going to show you how to pull a file off the computer and how to flash one onto the computer. So while this is booting up, let me just show you some stuff. So every car is a bit different, but find your OBD2 port. You should know where it is. You plug the Tactrix in there, and then I just have the wire coming through here, and it plugs into my laptop. And then down here, you see those green connectors there? Those are your test connectors. So anytime you want to read or flash the ECU, you have to have those connectors plugged in. Those are normally just tucked underneath the carpet, so you have to like lift up the carpet and you can pull those out. Since I reflash and stuff pretty frequently, I just leave them hanging out there. We need to plug in these connectors. So car's off, make sure the car's off. Plug those connectors into each other right there. For some reason my thing is not working and I can't figure it out, but usually, let's see. So when you open it up, you don't have anything loaded. There should be a little icon here that is your read icon, but mine's not showing up for some reason. But if I open it, it's this icon right here. So when you hover over it, it says read from ECU's flash memory. So you have your connectors plugged in. You'd click this, and then you turn the ignition on, and then you press OK, and it'll read the file from your computer. So this takes a minute. Okay, and then once it's finished, it'll give you that message to turn your ECU off, and you can click OK, and then it'll pop up. You see this? It says read image SRF. So this is what it read from the computer. Mine looks a little weird because there's some MERP mod stuff in there that I think it's not sure about, but that's essentially what happens. What you'll want to do from here is, just for sake of demonstration, so you'll click Save ROM As, and then you need to save it to a safe location that you know where it is, you know where to find it, and then you want to call this like stock tune file, and then you'll save it as your stock tune file. I'm back on the PC so that I can show you this better with the screen recorder, but since we got the stock file read from the ECU, I just saved this in my, oops. So I made a new folder called ECU Maps, and I saved the stock ECU tune here. This is my actual stock tune so that I can show it to you better, because the MERT mod. If you don't have Sharp Tune and MERT mod installed onto your ECU Flash definitions, it doesn't open up correctly. So I wanted to make this so that it looks the way it should. So now we have our tune here. Now we can open up ECU Flash. Okay, so now we can go to File, Open ROM. We will go to Documents, Romraider Files, ECU Flash. Okay, so open up our tune here. So this is our stock tune, and then you could see that there's some tables that are grayed out. This is because the user level is set too low to allow us to edit those tables. So if you kind of want a safety and you don't want to edit any tables you shouldn't be editing, you can leave that on. But like injector latency and flow scaling, we need to be able to edit that stuff. So to change that, what we're going to do is we're going to click this settings button right here. And then we can do, where is it? Under metadata here, user level, it's set to beginner. I like to set it to developer. That just gives me like full capabilities. So now you can see all these files are open. The blue ones I think are like beta stuff. Usually the blue stuff I don't modify, but now we have access to all the different maps that are on here. So now you have your stock tune open, you have it saved as stock ECU tune, and you have it saved in a safe location that you know where it is, so you can always go back to the stock tune and you don't lose it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a file that I can modify. So to do that, I'm going to click File, and I'm going to click Save ROM As again, and then I'm going to save it as, usually I like to do like 2005 Subaru Outback XT, XT, and then I'll put modified tune, and this will probably work for most people, this kind of naming convention, but I usually put, if it's like stage 2, big turbo, 91 octane, just any like identifiers of what mods are done to the car so that I can label it correctly and know what tune is what. But for now we'll just start with this, and we'll just call it 2005 Subaru Outback XT modified tune, and then we will save as. And I like to save these files as bin files, so I can go back here. So you can save them as SRFs or bins. I like to save them as bins. I don't know if, I feel like at one point somebody told me to do that, so that's what I've been doing. I don't really know the answer for it. But now you can see up here that the tune is renamed. So now it's called 2005 Outback XT modified tune bin. So what that does is it creates a separate file. So now I can go to open ROMs and look, I have the stock tune and I have a separate file. These are identical, but they're just different names. So I can keep my stock tune and not mess with it and keep it the stock tune, but then I modify this file. So I'll always have a stock tune to go back into. So this will be the file that we modify. So that should be all the software that you need in order to get started with tuning. It is dangerous and you do risk, damaging your engine. So it's really important to be sure that you know what you're doing and do your research ahead of time. Like I said, this is going to be a series, so I'm going to have some videos coming out after this one on how to tune. I'm going to try to make them as detailed and knowledge-filled as possible, but there is a lot of research that you should be doing on your own part, and not using my videos as like a complete standalone source for how to tune cars. One source that I really like is the HP Academy. They have a lot of good tuning videos. I bought their reflash tuning program, and the classes are really good. They give you a lot of good information, and then also they have like working examples where they actually go through the process of doing a tune on a car, and they have a lot of Subaru examples with ECU Flash and Romraider. So it's a really good source to see how people do it with the exact software that I'm showing you how to download today. So if you're interested in learning how to tune, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get notified when the tuning videos are released. And if you're interested in learning how to install flat foot shifting and two-step launch control, I will make another video on how to download Sharp Tune and install MERT mod. So stay tuned for that as well. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please leave a like down below. If you have any questions for me, leave them down in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer those. If you know of somebody who might like this video, please share it with them. And if you aren't subscribed, please consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.